one of my subscribers, she requested me to make a video specifically how to crack teachers interview, what all are the questions that are most of the time most commonly asked question. So I was thinking to make this video, but you know what, I think no one can solve, or no one can give us better answer than you, because you yourself has worked as a teacher and now you're working as a principal. So I think my subscriber and we both are going to get great guidelines from you. So first of all, ma'am, it's not only about how to face interview, what all the questions and kind of, just a brief kind of things, how to make or how to keep yourself ready for that interview. And I just want to discuss verbal communication plus non-verbal communication, because most of the time we ignore the second one, and that plays a crucial role. Okay, so first of all, what I believe that we should, is it necessary to wear a sari, ma'am? If we want to keep it very formal, because yes, I do believe that we can wear a decent dress. It may be kurti, legging, or kind of stuff, right? So yes, ma'am, it's all your take now.
If you are to start with the dress, you should
Mhm.
wear a very decent dress because we are talking
Hmm.
about the job of a teacher. And
Yes.
teachers are always taken as iconic figures in the society. They
Yes.
are the ideals for a student. Okay. So if I have to begin from the very beginning, let's start talking about how to make the preparation and what are the points which we should
Hmm.
keep in our mind. If it would have been yours have been a general kind of question, then in that very case my answer would have been that it depends upon the kind of job you are appearing in. The preparation
Hmm.
depends upon the kind of job you appear in. But because now we have focused on the teaching profession only, and as we know, teachers are always considered as ideals. If you go back to your college or university days and even school days, uh, specific definitely some specific face might be flashing in your thought process,
Hmm.
face of your teacher. You might have admired a lot during those days, and because the child is very small, child always admires a teacher who not only teaches them, who really educate, gives them education.
Yes.
Today I'm going to upload, I've already uploaded, it will be flashed at the given time. What is the difference between a teacher and educator? This my short
Okay.
is coming to you for this thing only. So to appear for the interview of a teacher, you should
Hmm.
keep all those things in your mind when you are a student. That what kind of teacher you had been admiring and you admire till date.
Yes.
You got my
Right.
point, what I want to say?
Yes.
It means
Exactly.
something of that stuff a student looks into a teacher. But of course,
Yes.
it depends, Neha, because the thing we what I have pointed out right now, it is about when you are appearing for a job in a school. Suppose you are
Hmm.
appearing for some teaching job at the college level, then the impression would be a bit different. But
Hmm.
in both the cases, the first and foremost very important thing is dress up. That is very important
Hmm.
thing, that you should look decent. Like if you are going to appear for the interview of a teacher, whether a school teacher or a college, in the college, and you are going to wear jeans with the tees, do you think it
Hmm.
would look, that doesn't suit to the
Yes.
persona of a teacher. Got it?
Right. Yes.
At our personal end, we could be anything. We have all the
Hmm.
rights to enjoy our life and hang out with the friends and do everything. But at the professional hand, we live a different life. So
Hmm.
whatever you wear when you are with your friends or with your family, but at work front, and especially when you're going to appear for the interview, your dress up is a very important code. Always take it
Yes.
very seriously. This is for the dress. Now you just ask me what else you want to know, or should I go non-stop?
Okay. No. So we can go with the both ways, but yes,
And
as you just
sari,
make.
it's not important to wear sari, not at all.
Sorry. Yes.
You can
Hmm.
wear. I have used the word decent, but of course, jeans and
Huh.
tees, these are bit modern kind of dresses. We,
Right.
because they might be good when you are suppose appearing for some corporate sector job. It could be justified
Yes.
over there, but not in case of a teaching kind of profession. It is
Teaching
not
kind of.
done with that kind of dress.
Yes.
So, but if you,
Exactly.
yes, suppose if I'm going to appeal for a job of the college cadre, even for the schools also, and in sari you look very smart. If you have that
Yes.
feeling that in sari you look very smart, there is nothing like that, because
Hmm.
sari enhances your personality. But
Yes.
important thing is you should be capable enough to carry that dress,
Carry that. Right.
because
Yes.
again in saris, sari falls in, you can define sari in, with so many definitions. It is
Right.
very decent and it is a sensual at the same time. Don't you
Exactly.
get it? The way you
Right.
wear it. So that thing is very important. If
Yes.
I'm wearing sari and I'm going to appear for the job of a teacher or a professor,
Hmm.
whatever, then you should have a different kind of, that style of wearing that sari.
Hmm.
That thing is very important. We can't leave it over here. Okay, you want to wear sari, you go ahead with it. But
Hmm.
okay, you wear sari, but again, in that specific style, which gives you comfort, and at the same time, your decency is also maintained. Then there is nothing
Exactly.
like that. Nothing like that. If you can carry your sari in a very well manner, then
Hmm.
nothing like that. That
Right, ma'am.
enhances your
Right.
personality. So I would give a thumbs up for the person who
Hmm.
wants to appear for an interview wearing a sari.
Yes, it should not be, when you just mentioned, it just popped up in my mind that Sushmita Sen of I am not remembering the movie
Yeah,
name, but
yeah,
yes,
yes.
ना तुमसे मिलके
Got
दिल
it.
का है जो हाल.
Shahrukh
It
Khan.
should not be. Yes. uh, मैं हूं ना, the movie. Yes,
Now,
it's all about मैं हूं ना. So it just suits in movies also, because movies has
yes,
most of the
yes,
time movies have nothing to do with the real life. Yes, if you are
reality. Yes,
carrying a
right.
sari, because sari is all about that elegance, right? So you need to be confident enough while carrying a sari or whatever you are wearing. I think don't forget to carry or to put on or to wear your confidence, to take your confidence with you. So that's the very beautiful accessory, I would say. Second thing,
Yes,
now just imagine you are sitting in front of your interviewers, right? It like, so now the way you sit, it also matters, right? Sometimes I have already mentioned this. Sometimes people just sit like this. They just put their elbow on the table, and how to keep their bag. They all these things matters. So I think you need to be very careful with your posture. Don't just slouch and just ignore all those fidgeting moments. Don't play with your hair. Don't
yes,
just play with your pen, or don't shake your legs. It shows your nervousness. So try to make yourself calm and confident. Though there will be so many butterflies in your stomach, it's very obvious when we have these kind of situations. We do feel jittery, or we are always on pins and needles. But yes, it's all about how to keep yourself calm. So now, ma'am, how to introduce oneself? Like, it's a very common question. Tell something about yourself. So sometimes people just go a long way. They are including their family, how many members they have, and the introduction should be short and crisp, right? We should not beat
yes,
around the bush. So give some
yes.
idea. And one crucial point here, most of the time people start with this line, "Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity." So just imagine you are sitting there, you are taking the interviews, and it's for 20 or 25 or 23rd time, like 30th time you are hearing the same line. It's really sound cliche. So how can we change this line with some good options? And is it necessary to start your introduction with this line, this "Thank you for giving
No,
me this
no,
opportunity"?
no. It is actually not at all needed.
Hmm.
I can't give you the satisfactory answer that how did it start, because being a part of the interview panel, we used to face these kinds of situations a number of times, and we even a number of times when the candidate enters and takes a seat, we do point out, please don't say this thing, please don't repeat this line for giving you the opportunity. Let's you just give your introduction in a very crisp way so that we get to know the kind of person you are. Actually, this is the sole purpose of any interviewer or the employer. Okay. So in my year so far, I have noticed, but I think after going through these kinds of videos or appearing for 2 or 3 interviews, many people, they have learned this thing. I assume because this is a very basic question. Suppose I'm there. I have been. I used to be there in the interview panel whenever we do the recruitment in the beginning of the session. So I sit there in the capacity of the head of the institution. And when the candidates come, the first thing which have you are already mentioned, that doing these displacement kind of activities, like either doing something here. At one end, if it is showing your nervousness, interviews, they're quite aware of the mental state of the candidate. They are aware of it. So they give this much of liberty. But at the same time, it shows your casual approach as well. It shows as if you are not prepared, because sitting for and appearing for an interview should always be taken as a very serious affair. One thing, okay? So always sit calm with erect posture, with your back with at the whatever chair or the has been provided to you, but keep your arms with the normally we assume with the fingers crossed. If you are sitting just on the opposite side of the table, that's done. Don't do anything with the movement, finger movements, etc. And if like in our kind of interviews, there are sometimes 6 or 7 or 8 members sitting. Somebody is the university, suppose expert, subject expert, and somebody is belongs to the is the head of the institution, somebody maybe from the management kind of thing, right? Possibility is there that if 2 persons are unable to see your rest of the body part, might be the people who are sitting on the sides, they can watch out all your body movements. So again, you have already given the answer that your legs should preferably be crossed, or just slang in the slang portion. Don't do any movement with your feet. It shows your nervousness. Of course, nervousness doesn't bother to the people sitting over there, because they have, we always try to make the candidate very comfortable. We always, even a number of times you might have heard of it or noticed or experienced that we would offer water to the candidate. Okay, you take water, sit calm, nothing wrong, nothing is going to happen. It's just an introductory part, and we know your credentials are very good. Take some time, okay, take a sigh, then we give 1 or 2 minutes, and after that, then we number of times we ask the candidate, are you comfortable with, let's start with the introduction. So employers, because it's not the responsibility of the candidate who is sitting for the who has to follow some do's and do nots. Similar kind of rule applies or implies on the interviewers as well. It's their responsibility to provide that comfortness to the candidate as well. That is not an issue. But the thing is, once you start giving your introduction, the people which the kind of mistake they used to make, they begin with myself so and so, myself Neha, myself Kavaljit. Never say myself. You understand it very well, Neha. Moreover, you are from the subject expert as compared to me. Subject expert in the sense, so far as this part is concerned. Always begin with I am so and so. Okay, once you are done with I am Neha, I am Kavaljit. Okay. Now it depends that at what level the platform belongs to what level. Level in the sense, you might be appearing for some interview in your own city. Then there is no need to mention I hail from. Obviously, you are a localite. But if you are appearing for an interview in some other place out of your city, you're getting my point. Then in that very case, after you are done with your name, hail from. I'm so and so, hailing from or hail from, okay, from Mighty Punjab, or an elite city, Jalandhar of Mighty Punjab. Like in my case, I'm
Yes.
saying it that way, okay. Then you come to your qualifications. It's very pertinent to mention over here that I have done master's or doctorate or graduation, whatever. Once you are done with your this description of your degree, if you are a fresher, you are done with it, okay. But if you completed your degree a year back, 2 or 3, then you might have done something else. You might have already worked somewhere, or if
Yes.
not in the same profession, might be you did something else during that time, or you did some internship kind of thing. One thing I want to mention with the specification over here, you always be prepared when, because your subject knowledge is the ultimate thing that is going to create magic. Ultimately, subject knowledge,
Yes.
should have thorough knowledge about your subject. Now you see if your subject is theory based or practical based. If your subject is practical based, then your all funda should be very clear. You should lay emphasis on the skill related to that subject. That is the important thing. Always the key point whenever the interviews they start asking, putting up the questions by the expert, this thing happens. Okay. So this thing is very important. So, okay, you might be having a very good knowledge of the subject, but again, sorry, we were talking about the introductory part. You told them the name. If needed, then only mention the place. If not needed, then no need to mention the place.
Yes.
You are in your city, I'm in Jalandhar, and I'm appearing at the same place, and I'm saying I'm no. Your academic credentials, then your experience. Normally, another mistake which the students used to make, that is they start, you have mentioned, because I think they don't come prepared, they don't know exactly what is the meaning of giving the introduction. Of course, many they start describing, my father is doing this, my mom
Yes.
is a host,
This.
we are three horses kind of thing. It is
Yes.
not at all needed. It is,
Right.
you bring it on the table only if sometimes, just to normalize the situation, or just to normalize the candidate, sometimes we people start asking these kinds of questions, but it is the rarest of the rare thing. So mean, if asked, only then you say anything about your family or siblings. Otherwise it's not at all needed. This is one thing. Another
Yes.
mistake which they make when you are asked about your hobbies, or sometimes you are not
Yes.
asked, you are not asked, you are appearing for the post of a lecturer in commerce, and you start, you know, telling them that I'm a very, you can say hodophile. I love traveling, and I love listening music, or I'm an avid reader. Never use these heavy words, because you
Yes.
never know that among those 4 or 5 members, someone could be having that kind of passion or interest,
Right.
and then you would find yourself stuck there.
Stuck.
It's not at all
Exactly.
needed. So this is
Yes.
so this is actually the kind of things I have been facing in my journey so far. So
Yes,
always
ma'am.
take your into very serious affair. Your dress code, if it is there, otherwise your dress, whatever you wear, it should give you comfort and confidence. And you have already mentioned, Neha, this is the best thing to wear. Wear your confidence. That is very
Yes.
important. Nothing wrong is going to happen. Always keep
Exactly.
in your mind, either you will get the job or you will not get the job. Nobody is
Not
going
get
to
the
give you
job.
the punishment, at least nobody's
Exactly.
right. So be
Yes.
confident, that is very
That's
important.
it.
Then
Hmm.
give your introduction in a crispy manner, and always do a very good beginning and land safely. Okay, don't
Yes.
keep on pushing up with the adding more and
Hmm.
more things. You may create trouble for you.
Hmm.
Now, because we are talking about the interview of a teacher, the ultimate landing of the expert would be on your subject.
Right.
You should have a very good knowledge of your
Good
subject, and
knowledge.
especially the subjects like commerce, political science, economics, where
Hmm.
your knowledge should be up to date, totally updated. Number of times, because if you are a student, a candidate of political science, you should have the clear picture of political scenario happening around you. What is at the moment happening? So it means, do you read your newspapers or watch news on the TV or
Yes.
other platforms? Are you aware of
Hmm.
it? You won't believe a number of times students come so blank. Like suppose I'm just
Hmm.
hypothetical, you can take. Suppose the budget has been presented today, okay, and
Hmm.
tomorrow next day is the interview day, and you ask what happened in the budget session yesterday, and the candidate is totally blank.
Blank.
This thing can't be expected from, otherwise this thing can be asked to any candidate irrespective of the specialization, but at least from a commerce student you can't expect
Yes.
this.
Expect this.
So
Right.
these are some of the things, because otherwise so much of the stuff which should be taken care of. But these are the some basic kind of things which should always be
Hmm.
there on your fingertips. Once you have decided and now you are going to appear for the interview, that these kinds of things are asked, are needed, and always face the interview board with full confidence and preparation also. Fake introduction
Preparation.
is of no use. It's not going to prove anything. Because,
Yes.
okay, might be you have given very impressive interview, but your
Hmm.
content and your rest of the knowledge is zero. So
Zero.
again, you will be back to scale one.
Yes. That's it. Yes. And yes, you just pointed out a very good point. Myself, it's just a thing that really troubles me a lot because I have watched so many videos where people introduce themselves as myself, even in my realistic experiences also. So myself, and I have told, I guess, so for so many times that we should never use myself because it's a reflexive pronoun. We use it dishes, or usually I do my household chores
I
myself,
will at
or
my own if you want to say something
yes.
like that. Only
So
then we can.
exactly. So it just the things keep it very simple and correct. I am Neha or my name is Neha. That will
Very, that is the
do.
best.
Yes, for you.
Yeah.
That is it. Sometimes what the people do, because it's this era is all about English language. Everyone just wants to speak fluently. Everyone wants to flaunt in a very good way. In a very good way. So in just that uh, fix offer, in that dilemma, I would say they just add so many fancy, try to add so many idioms and phrases, fancy words, and they end up in stucking or fumbling, what I believe. So don't go for idioms and phrases because it's a kind of formal conversation.
And formal, and never
Hmm.
try to use these idioms.
Yes, that's it. So be very precise while introducing yourself. Try to say जितना कम बोल सकते हो and try to be correct. That's it.
Yes.
Don't go for
And
bigger
one
words,
thing,
difficult words.
Sorry, Neha,
Mhm.
I'm interrupting you.
No, no,
That
no.
is a very important thing, because teaching
Mm.
in these kinds of interviews, a number of times you are given a minute to talk on any topic of your interest. Always be
Yes,
prepared for that.
prepare for that. Exactly. Second thing, what people generally do, as you just mentioned about hobbies, I am a bibliophile or I am an avid reader. So the next question would be like, okay, which
Yeah,
kind of your,
take any.
no, which sort
Yeah,
of books
please.
have you
Yes.
ever read, or kind of. So then, so try be very, about to say, be very careful while telling your hobbies. Don't just add so many hobbies, right?
Hmm.
So yes, because reading comes as a most common hobby.
Hmm.
Everyone just say, I like reading. So it comes in a very, it's just, I want to become a doctor. Bachpan mein, in our childhood, we used to tell everyone, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer. So reading comes in this way. But if we talk about reading, so okay, reading is my hobby. So be very careful if you are telling reading. So
Actually, we
you should have a,
always take this word hobby in a very wrong way, wrong and incorrect way, not
huh,
wrong, incorrect way. If suppose
incorrect way.
I'm just reading a
Hmm.
newspaper on daily basis, I don't think it is a hobby. It can't be a hobby.
Huh. Yes.
It is a kind of must to be done kind of thing. Suppose
Thing.
in my whole life, I have just read one book, and that
Huh.
fascinates me a lot. Though I have just one book, I can't say I'm an avid reader or I'm in a habit of reading.
Yes,
Again, it's not reading. It
exactly.
accidentally or casually it happened. Okay.
Happen.
So again, the same thing, because it's a time of era of this communication skills, your verbal and non-verbal cues, they play a very important role. So
Hmm.
while focusing on the verbal part, don't emphasize unnecessarily on the heavy or fancy words. They may put you in
Yes.
trouble. And of course, it is a
Hmm.
normal rule. Don't use these idioms, at least complicated idioms, at this professional end. When especially you are appearing for an interview, not like that.
Hmm.
If suppose one or two you come across or you use, it should come as a natural flow. It shouldn't
Yes.
give the impression like you are trying to flaunt it,
Hmm.
because you have the
Yes.
knowledge of these
Knowledge.
kinds of
Right.
words. I always
Exactly.
believe that it's better to use simple words. Emphasis
Huh.
should be that we must try to speak correct words. That is more
Correct
important
words.
as compared to using these phrases, complicated phrases or the idioms, but using it wrong phrase or wrong idiom for the wrong reason.
Yes, exactly. And you are just juggling with
Mm.
all these idioms and phrases. You are just trying to add. So
Mm.
that is not going to make any sense.
It's
And
not going to
yes,
add, it's going to subtract something.
exactly, exactly. Introduction is done. I guess you can tell us some most common asked question. Um, if
No,
someone
no.
is preparing
Okay.
for teachers.
One thing, subject is the ball is in the court of
Huh,
subject expert. Okay, because so far as
yes.
subject is concerned, we can't comment on any question related to that subject. In
Hmm.
general, the kind of questions
Huh.
which an employer or anybody can ask, all of a sudden these questions pop up. Your strength and your limitations. One thing, you
Huh,
should be
right.
very clear of what is your strength and what is your
Hmm.
limitation. And as the head of the institution, my question would come up in the form: suppose we hire you, or we select you, not hire you, because word is used at the
Huh.
corporate end. When we are
Corporate.
recruiting a teachers, we don't use the word
Hmm.
hire you. Okay, so I'm correcting myself, because I was to talk in general as well.
Hmm.
In what way you are going to prove, or you think that you would prove as an asset for the institution? This is a very
Yes.
critical question, Neha.
Right.
Whatever answer you give, you try to give, you can never reach up to the 100% expectation
Percent.
of the employer.
Hmm.
So there is always scope. So be
Yes.
prepared with this kind of question. I think you could get it, what I want to say.
I got it, and I just want to add one point here for this. If you come across these kind of question, I think before going for any interview, you must have a little bit knowledge about that particular organization or institute or
Definitely.
school, right? So
Yes.
you should go through the objectives for what purpose they are going to select you, what are their main objectives or main motive. So here you can flaunt that, you can just use that objective to give that weightage to your answer. It just came to my mind, so I just jumped into
Yeah.
the conversation.
Yes. Normally, of course, if you are appearing for the interview of a teacher, even in that very
Hmm.
case, you should have all the knowledge related to that institution, that how many
Yes.
students, what is the strength of the institution, what is
Huh.
the level or the grade of the institution among all the
Yes.
institutions of the city, what are their you can say annual results, their positions, the
Results.
distinctions of the
Hmm.
students, etc. That knowledge is, of course, it is expected. So of course, the ultimate goal of any institution is to come up with the good results, okay, with the
Hmm.
students falling in the category of distinctions or in the merit list. But in spite of it, so many activities are held in the institutions. It's not
Right.
now limited to the curriculum only. So many
Exactly.
national, international days are celebrated. There is NSS, there is NCC,
Yes.
then there is now there are grievance cells, anti-ragging cells, kind of thing. Then
Hmm.
at the college level, there are youth festivals. Okay, so
Yes.
actually
Right.
institutions they have this responsibility of the holistic growth. They have to provide the holistic,
Growth.
take care of the holistic growth of
Yes.
the student. If I am a subject expert from I belong to subject of science or life sciences, so it means institution is not expecting this thing only from me, that once I'm
Ah,
done with my
right.
3, 4, 5 classes and no, so much is still in the bucket. Who is
Yes.
going to, they are not going to depute some special people for that. They expect
Hmm.
in most of the institutions, this all thing is expected from the teachers. Even
Right.
now these days, even emphasis, the special classes, they are arranged, not arranged, these are taken up by the teachers, about
Teachers.
communication skill and then personality development. It's not, you're
Right.
not going to sit for any paper related to personality development,
Hmm.
but because now institutions realize it, that this thing is very important, so far as the building up of the a कहते हैं ना, personality of an individual or
Right.
this, so they expect these things also from you. What extra you
Hmm.
can do beside teaching them commerce or economics or political science? What
Yes.
might be, you are good at reasoning.
Hmm.
Now students are not appearing for the commerce paper only. After they're done with their schooling or with their graduation, probability is 90% of them, or if not 90, 30%, if they're going to join their parents' business, 70% might be appearing for sitting for some competitive examination. Got it?
Right.
So in at that, so that thing is also kept in mind, that in what way
Hmm.
you can prove an asset for the institution.
Yes.
Got it?
Right.
So these, despite your own credentials, your own degrees related to your
Yes.
subject, these things are also
Hmm.
expected from you. And if you, because your selection is based upon all these things, it's a now complete package.
Right, right. It's not only about your knowledge of that particular subject. You need to be creative enough and you need to be
Yeah.
innovative enough. Because I guess this profession is all about creativity. And these days, we can't deny that now schools have their social media pages also. So
Yes.
each and every activity is being uploaded
It
there.
is
So,
start flashing on the social media. The moment
yes,
it is
yes,
done, it is over here. At the second time moment, it's there on the social media. They're on their
yes.
page. Yes.
Right, and you are, see, if you are appearing for any interview, all the candidates who come for that particular post, everyone is going to be unique in himself or herself. So you need to specify, you need to make sure what all the things that will make you stand out. So try to
Yes.
enhance those all skills.
Yes.
It's all about you. It's not only about working hard,
Mm.
working like,
Smart.
okay, it's all
Smart.
about smart work also. These days it's very common and famous like phrase, smart work. All you need to think smartly also, and you need to be very very
Unique
specific
as
with
well.
all the skills.
Think the similar
Hmm.
kind of thing the other people are doing, but in your own way, in a different way.
Yes. Right, so that is it. And sometimes they just ask you the demo also. Some sometimes you are given some other time, like you are given a day or kind of, but sometimes they just ask you that they are only in front of them, not in the class, but in front
Yes.
of the panel, I would say, right? So that is, I think, that is a crucial time to give your best shot.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
demo is not only about going to uh, flaunt your knowledge there of subject knowledge. It is all about how would you connect with your students,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
And how you
Yes.
will make your sentence easier. How you are going to make that, we say na, simple to complex. We need this approach. From simple to complex, it should not be from complex to simple. So that is the, I think, best way to give your best. So
Some questions in your mind
uh,
related to English?
we have discussed strengths and weakness, and we can ask why do you want to become a teacher, or why did you want to become a teacher, kind
A
of
very
thing.
basic question. That is a very basic. I think
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't give any tip for this. This you should be your
Mm-hmm.
own imagination, your own thought process should
Natural.
come
Mm.
pass through your own thought
Organically.
process. Yeah,
Hmm.
organically.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, ma'am. Okay. So I think these are the basic things, and we can't provide word to word answer to all the questions because you never
Not
know uh,
possible.
what would be the questions, right? But yes, one tip from my side, for whatever the post you are going to apply, you are going to face an interview, you have to tell something about yourself. So be very correct with your
Yes.
introduction. Practice, right? Practice your introduction, very short and crispy one. Second thing, why should we hire you? I think this is the most commonly asked question. What are your weakness and strengths? But ma'am, people flaunt their strengths, but how to tell your weakness? Because it's been said that you do not have to be very honest while telling your weakness, that I am a lazy or I am not punctual. So weakness should be in the shape of, in the form of hidden form of strength.
Yes, yes, yes. You should be smart enough because nobody is going to hire you if you say it openly, and rather it shouldn't be
Ah,
your answer. If you are
yes.
lazy, then no one is going to hire you.
Going to
No one would
right.
like to hire you because
Yes.
here weakness is something else. Like
Hmm.
weakness may be that suppose I'm good at my subject, but I'm still
Hmm.
weak so far as this technology is concerned. I'm not techie.
Huh.
I can't use computer so freely.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can contribute at some other end, but sorry sir,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
still lack. So this is my weakness. I'm trying to learn
Yes.
more and more about it, but
Hmm.
it's for the moment I'm not up to
Hmm.
that mark. Weakness should come in that very way that it should again leave a positive impact on the mind of the
Hmm.
person, because now it is a, you mentioned it is a era of technology and everybody is
Yes.
using smartphone. So that way it is expected that you are quite familiar with doing typing and other stuff related with whatever we see on related to
Hmm.
smartphone. But in spite of it, there are so many people who are using this phone simply just to make the calls, or at the maximum just to see their text messages or WhatsApp. We want that they don't know what are the other uses of the smartphone, isn't it? So, but the purpose is that I am lazy. Now you can say I can't come well on time. Then why you are sitting over
Time.
here? You can say it is sending a positive kind of message to the person on the other side that you are so
Hmm. Huh. I have heard so many people telling, sir, I am not an early bird. I'm a night owl. I can't wake up early in the morning, or I'm very impulsive. I'm impatient. I can't stand with some like these kind of things. So I don't think so. You need to tell these kind of things because these are going to degrade your whatever you are trying to present. So be very
These are not the good replies, but
yes,
it depends. A number of times the selection depends upon the moods of the interviewers, then
yes,
availability of the candidate as well.
yes.
Sometimes
One
you are to choose the best out of the worst.
right. And one more crucial point just popped up here. Sometimes if you're not able to get whatever the interview is asking you, or you are not able to listen, hear that properly. So it's just some people just say, come again, sir, come again. So I don't think so. This is a right way because you are in
Hmm.
that official setting. You need to be very polite. So come
Yeah,
again. I don't think so. We should use it.
no, no, not at all. Not this kind of.
Yes.
You can
Hmm.
simply feel sorry and please could you repeat it again? So this
Yes.
kind, because
Right,
again,
ma'am.
Neha, we can't give the answers of all the questions word by word. So many of the
Right.
things we are to put this
Hmm.
stuff on the situation as well. The candidate should
Yes.
be wise enough to handle the
To
situation also.
handle the
We
situation.
give the tips, or we have just
Hmm.
tried to acquaint the candidates or the
Hmm.
aspiring candidates about the kind of environment you see when you
Hmm.
enter into any room for the interview, or the mindset of the people sitting on the other side of the table.
Yes.
So we
Right.
can't go word by word.
But yes, but as we just described, or we just told it very clearly, don't use myself to while introducing yourself. It should be I am or my name is Neha, and this is not the right way to ask. Come again. You can simply, sir, could you please repeat that?
Yeah,
Would
could
you
you please?
mind repeating that? Yes, I
Yeah.
think could, would. These are magical words we should use in
Yes.
formal setting. Even I use with my son also. I never order him, okay, get me a glass of water. I always say, could you please get me a glass of water? It makes you, I guess, it shows you
Your
quite humble.
humbleness.
And yes, so I like could and would. These are my favorite words, I would say. So it was such a nice interaction. I think I am all set to face any interview now. And I know I am going to nail it. Really, because I get that confidence now. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me your precious time, because it was a question from one of my subscribers. Actually, she's requesting me to upload one video on specific teachers interview. So I asked you, and you all like always, you are always there to help me. So thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, actually.
You
So
shouldn't. I must say, Neha, you shouldn't, because you have the realization. It's always pleasure for me to interact with you. It's all about my hectic schedule, my professional
hmm.
engagement, that we can't connect so frequently. But I always cherish the moments I sit before you, whenever I'm sitting before you.
Yes, and you know what, ma'am? I haven't planned anything. Even I know you also, because you just came from your workplace and you sat in front of your phone, and same process I followed. So it was all the things, they were just coming to my
Spontaneous.
mind randomly. Yes, yes.
Gone the more genuine way, Neha. This is the
Hmm.
actual thing which is asked or which is demanded at the actual setup during an
Yes.
interview. So that way, I think if somebody is really interested to know about or is
Hmm.
aspiring for this kind of thing, uh, this this the insight we have just given. I think it is, at least it's going to give some help to them, if not more, but it's not going to be wastage kind of
Hmm.
effort, I feel.
Yes, yes. And there can be so many questions. Sometimes people say teaching is my passion. I want to turn my passion into my profession. So samne wala can ask you, how would you define your passion, or how teaching is your passion? Can you define us? So it's your smart move how to deal with these kind of situations. So you need to be very specific with your answer. So whatever, be very careful whatever you are going to say.
You should be careful about the uses of your words, because ultimately you might
Yes.
find yourself in a situation where you would be required to
Hmm.
define your own words.
Exactly, exactly. So
Yes.
if, because I have heard so many people, they just say that teaching was always my passion, and now I am trying to
People used to
no,
say, people
huh,
used to say these kinds of things, but now
huh.
you simply keep one thing in your mind. First thing, possibility is you are not the first candidate. You might be in the
Hmm.
list of 10 or 20, and they might
Yes,
have already, uh,
heard. Hmm.
yeah, heard these kind of things a number of times. And
Yes.
moreover, interviews are quite smart. They are smarter than you.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
that time is gone. Okay.
Huh, exactly. Yes.
Yes.
So I would say that do not pressurize yourself. Be calm, be patient, and practice. Just keep
Yeah.
yourself prepared
Do
well.
that. Yes.
Huh, that is
Simply
it.
be calm, be
Hmm.
confident, and be
Yes,
careful about your dress up, and the
yes.
way you are going to sit before, and how
Hmm.
you are going to greet them. This is very important. Your way of
Yes.
greeting them, we miss that.
Hmm.
And then you should be update about you should, like, whatever your subject is, you know what I mean to
Hmm,
say,
hmm, hmm.
and prepare one topic of your interest. Any topic of your interest
Yes,
you should be prepared for.
right.
Suppose expert,
Hmm.
suppose in some stances, expert gives you one topic, but you are not clear about that. You had that thing in your mind that I was guided to prepare with any topic of my interest. You can humbly just, say the expert, sorry, sir, can I speak on this topic? And 100% it's going to happen. Because
Yes.
the person sitting on the other side just want to see your expressions, your body language, your competence, so many other things. So
Yes,
person
yes.
is not concerned about that specific topic only. The person
Right.
wants to take so many other things also. So that
Yes.
hardly matters. But these preparations should be there on your cards before
Exactly.
when you are making the preparations to sit for any interview. These things need to be
Yes.
taken care of. Never go with the casual kind of mind. A number of times people or family members, they would say, okay, be calm, be cool, and go with the casual mind. Going with the casual mind, saying and defining it, these are two different things.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. That is it. We can just show you a path. Now it's all about your presence of mind, how you are going to tackle all the things. And the key factors or keys to crack an interview, just that you should have proper good knowledge of your subject. Try to be, and if you get nervous or panic, then no one can save you. Try to be calm.
You
That
can
is
use
it.
the confidence, your own confidence. This thing
Yes.
happens a number of times. You can take some time to cool down and then you start with your topic.
Yes.
This sort of liberty is easily given during the interviews.
Exactly. And this, just keep it in your mind that this is not going to be the last interview of your life. It's just that life gives you opportunities. Try to make best of those opportunities. And yes, if you are not selected, it's just a thing that you do not meet the expectations of that particular organization. Don't just try to be Devdas kind of person that, oh God, I'm going to give up now. I'm devastated. It's just a thing that, okay, they expect something else and they get
No,
that.
you learn so much out of this failure as
Yes.
well. Always learn from your failures. Next time when you
That's
are going to appear for some other
yes.
interview, you see your
Right.
level. Yes.
Exactly. That's what I want to say. Don't just give up. इसमें नहीं हुआ तो I'm not going to face any interview. No, it's just that thing. You try to give your best shot. Yes, that was not your day. Take it that in that way. That was not your day. Try to give the best shot for your future interviews or kind of, and try to work. See, mistakes are not to hide or to defend. Mistakes tell you your limitations. It's all about how to improve, how to work on your mistakes. That's what I believe. We should learn from our mistakes. Don't just try to defend or justify yourself. Okay, वो लोग अच्छे नहीं थे, they didn't cooperate or kind of. No, just make it very clear. मैंने क्या गलत किया यहाँ पे, where I lacked, and try to improve yourself, because that's, I guess, जो हमारी mistakes work as ladder towards
Maybe you
success.
are tailored for something better than this. Have
Yes,
this approach.
yes, right, exactly. So on this very positive note, let's just wrap our session now. You enjoy your tea, and again, once more, thank you so much, and hope to see you. Not hope, I am pretty sure that I'm going to
You are
trouble you
confident
again
now.
very soon. Yes.
Definitely.
So
See you soon. So thank you,
yes.
dear. It was a lovely
Okay, ma'am.
moment spending time with
Yes.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am. Bye bye. Good night.